यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत्तदेवेतरो जनः स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते. Whatever a great man does, that other men also imitate or follow. Whatever he sets up as the standard, that the world follows. Saha yat pramanam kurute lokah tad anuvartate. So others will imitate whatever standards are being set by the great men. So here we have a great man in Raja Janaka. What sort of example has he set from his life? So he has set this example of performance of action without attachment. So others around him will find an ideal in him, and then accordingly they will also do the same. In a family, there can be a great person whose character is such that everybody around him gets encouraged to have some high ideals and morals in life and to perform diligently. There can be a person who is a man of discipline, so others around him in the family will be very disciplined, not forced by him. Just by looking at his discipline, the others get encouraged, and therefore the others are also equally disciplined around him. And of course, the total performance will have very high standard because the whole family follows the suit. In a corporate again, that is why, as per our scriptures, it is always indicative that we have to set standards from high up so that down the line everybody will become disciplined and will be good performers. But if we try from down below and don't try to improve the standard of the people up above, then how do we expect things to go the way they should? Because others are merely following. So he said, everybody has to be in the office sharp at 9 in the morning. And he himself comes at 10 o'clock, 10:30 at his will. He says, I am the boss, so I can come at any time. But you subordinates, you have to come on time. Which subordinate would like to do so? So nowadays we have a system. So you will have a electronic register in which automatically the subordinates, their time of coming will be noted. But is it not forced? Then, of course, instead, suppose the boss was such, who's so nice, courteous, of a good character, and he is himself a disciplined one. So he sets an example and everybody follows the suit. Maybe initially some of them are not so punctual, but ultimately they will also fall in line. Because a human being can inspire both for good as well as for bad to other humans. So it is important for each and every human being to pay attention to one's own way of interaction and the inner character, personality. Why? Because every human being is being followed by many. Even a small child is being followed by younger children. Whether man or woman, whether in the palace or on roads, there are human beings all around who are following. The teachers, it is said that they have to set examples for the students to follow. Hmm? Because for students, the teachers are great. For the children, parents are great. For the parents, grandparents are great. Hmm? So, one should always pay attention to what one is doing, how one is handling oneself. Hmm? Character should be the stature of a man. Hmm? And the virtues should be the foundation of the character. And the knowledge alone can build up such virtues. And if knowledge is not the right kind, then the stature will collapse. So, this is how it goes. That is what makes a man great. A man is great because of his spotless character. Is, was, and will always be. No matter whether he is rich or poor, whether he is man or a woman, whether young or old. Why? Because our true self is spotless. No? Our Swarupa is Satchidananda, which is pure and taintless. Therefore, it is important for every human being to have a spotless character, which encourages others around him to imitate. Why? Imitation is natural to beings. So, knowingly or unknowingly, people around keep imitating each other. That's how fashions are created, no? That's why people follow stars. Hmm? They set some kind of fashion and then the whole society follows. In that whole society, there will be some who do not follow stars. They would follow maybe sportsmen. So they become great for those. Some would not care for them also. They'll say, we follow our religion, our religious masters only. So that becomes a big following. So that's how people keep imitating. Hmm? This animalistic nature of imitating is not yet gone from the human beings. So, therefore, it can be very helpful as well as harmful. If we follow without understanding whether it is beneficial or harmful, then it could turn out to be harmful. But our nature will still compel us to follow. So, therefore, in wise societies, they have great ideals to be followed by the society. So, there was a time when in academics also, the students were introduced to great men and women of our country. And then the children were introduced to their whole life and the characters of saints and sages, of great kings and of great uh, martyrs, great poets, artists, so that when the society of students follow, at least they'll be on the right path. Now, if we don't introduce them to any such great ideals which were beneficial for the society, then the children on their own will not know what ideal to be selected wisely. Because seemingly it could be attractive, but It could be very harmful ultimately. So, it was very important for the society to introduce such great men of character to the upcoming generations so that those children will not get misguided by their own desires or their own follies. Therefore, this shloka is very important. We must underline this shloka and try to remember. Memorize this. Yadyadacharati sreshtaha tattadevetaro janaha. Sah yat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. So, looking at myself, I must set an example in life from my own character, that if people are looking at me, listening to me, people are around me, they won't get influenced by the negative side of mine. They always get influenced by the positive from me. That itself makes me very responsible a citizen of my country, a responsible member of my family, a responsible elderly person of the society, it could be. So, this responsibility each one of us must take up so that we can find better society to be given to coming generations. Now, if that was not sufficient, Bhagwan now gives his own example. Because if directly he would have given his own example, then Arjuna might have thought that he's boasting of his being great. Bhagwan, understanding the psychology of Arjuna, he has first given the examples of others and now he gives his own example.